All right, before the page opens, I want to add something, a brief introduction. So, you already know Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia, but there are guidelines, there are policies guiding Wikipedia. You don't just write, you don't just come and start writing about anything. Yeah. There are certain limitations. There are certain things that Wikipedia accepts, and there are certain things that Wikipedia does not accept. So before you understand notability, I think it is very important to know what before you understand Wikipedia, it is very important to know what Wikipedia is before you understand notability. And Wikipedia, there is what Wikipedia is not policy. Wikipedia is not everything. You can't just come and add in everything you see on Wikipedia. There are certain guidelines for the which uh, all right. This is the slide. So what is notability? So notability means worthy of notice. Is the woman you are trying to write about notable enough? But anyone you are writing about, it has to be notable. So that, and that notable means that anyone can verify whatever you write. If you write about someone, for instance, if you write about him online, somebody from somewhere else can go and search about that person and verify whether what you write about him is true. So there's a reason why, especially notability about biographies is very strict on Wikipedia, because you can you can go on Wikipedia and create article about someone maybe who you are closely related to. That is, there is a conflict of interest. You will go and maybe promote him or maybe defame him. So that is why in Wikipedia, they take notability regarding biographies as a very paramount something. It is very important that whatever you write, it is verifiable. So notability means worthy of notice. You have to make sure that whoever you are writing about is notable enough, and anyone from anywhere can search and verify whatever you write that that thing is true. So one of the core policies of Wikipedia, you can't just come and write a false information and the rest. So um, information on Wikipedia has to be verifiable for fact checking. That is, everyone can search and verify the truth. Verifiability can only be achieved if the topic is significantly covered and it is independent. It's from an independent, reliable, and secondary source. So these four terms are very important: significantly covered, independence, reliability, and secondary sources. So these uh, four things identify notability. Whoever you are writing about, the sites that you cited or the book you cited has to cover that person, not a trivial mention, like a full mention. The article is written about that person in details, not a trivial mention, not just a passing mention. They will just add name that, for instance, the president has met someone in social place. just in a trivial mention, that is not a significant coverage. He has to be covered significantly that this person is so, this is his career. For instance, if it is a woman, she works here, she works for how many years, this is her age, this her work experience, this is the contribution to give to her particular field and the rest. And that source you are citing has to be independent, that it does not have any close relation with the person you are right, with the subject. That is, the site is an independent site. Don't go and cite somebody from his homepage, like from his Facebook page or Instagram page or something. It can be reliable in some aspects, but it is not independent because that person can go and write anything about himself to promote himself and the rest. Or if it is their organization, let's say, for instance, the person is working in a personal company, his company. Let's say you are writing about Mariana Iskandar, for instance. She's the CEO of Wikipedia, even though Wikipedia is a tertiary source, not a secondary source. But Wikipedia cannot go and write any bad thing about its CEO. You just be writing the good things about her. So that is independence. That you cannot go to the personal page or a page that has relationship, close relationship, or even a bad relationship with somebody and cite. It is not independent. The information can be can be altered. But when you cite somebody from maybe BBC, CNN, that they don't have any close relationship with them, they are independent news agencies and the rest. So those sites can be regarded as independent. So it is really a deep knowledge here and very difficult, somehow complex to understand. So when it comes to reliability, um, for a site to be reliable, it has to have its reputation for fact checking, that their editors have have yeah have that they have editors that are particularly checking the facts, the writing the truth, that they are not getting paid by other politicians or government agencies or any individuals to write articles and the rest. They are just about the truth and the rest. That's reliability. And secondary sources, they are sources that maybe they are close to, they are different with primary source. Primary source can be a source that has a relationship or a research done by that particular person you are writing about. Let's say, for instance, I'm writing about maybe an academics. Maybe she wrote an article. She has done a research about social things and things. So anything from that research is a primary source because she is the one that conduct that research. But if somebody went on and do an analysis about that research and the rest, it is a secondary source. That is, it's not directly attached with that person. So in details, this is what these four terms mean: significantly covered, independence, and reliability. And I will give us example, even though this is not the, when we go further, I will explain more and I will give us example about these four terms. So before we dive deep, do you know Wikipedia? Do you know what Wikipedia is and what Wikipedia is not guidelines? So let's move to what Wikipedia is not guidelines. Before you write biography about any woman, you have to understand that what Wikipedia is. You have to understand that first, Wikipedia is not a dictionary. You can't just go maybe and take someone's name, a woman's name, and started explaining the meaning of the name and the rest, or something related to that. It's not a dictionary. We have other sister projects that are particularly special for that. We have Wiktionary for dictionary-related articles. So Wikipedia is not dictionary. You don't just go there and start explaining the meaning of things, meaning of terms and the rest. Wikipedia is not a dictionary. And Wikipedia is not a publisher of original thoughts. Maybe you have your own research and the rest, original research or personal invention, or you have your personal essay on or discussion. You can't just go and publish it on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a publisher of original thought. We have wiki books where you can go and write about your inventions and the rest, and wiki source. They are somehow related and the rest. So Wikipedia is not a soapbox or means of promotion. Wikipedia should never be used for advocacy, propaganda, recruitment, of the opinion piece, self-promotion, or advertising. So this is where, or publicizing of any kind. So this is where many people um, um, conflict Wikipedia. They don't understand Wikipedia very well. They thought Wikipedia is meant for promotion. I'm a new page patroller, and it is very common whenever you see a promotion page, you can easily identify it. You can see somebody writing about himself or somebody, and he'll be promoting that person. He'll be using special words like he's a renowned somebody, he's an important somebody, and the rest. So the moment you see this kind of articles, they are promotion. It's just somebody that has a relationship with that person, whether it is paid editor or he has a complete interest of interest. He'll just come and use Wikipedia to promote that particular person. So Wikipedia is not meant for any form of advertisement or propaganda or recruitment or the rest. So is the woman you are, if you have any close relationship with that woman you are writing about, or she's your mentor or the rest, or maybe someone close to you, you have to understand that Wikipedia is not meant for that, for you to promote any woman or any person or any company. And so what have you. So that's Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a mirror or repository of links, images, or media files. You can't just come to Wikipedia and create articles and just add pictures or links to other sites and the rest. So Wikipedia is not that. If you want to add pictures, images, or media files, there's Wiki Commons, and which is specially meant for media files, images, videos, and sounds. Wikipedia is not a blog, web hosting service, social media service, or memorial sites. So Wikipedia should not be used as personal web. You can't just go and create your page and start adding people to like or something. So Wikipedia is not for that, or dating site or file storage. You can't just go and store your images on Wikipedia or what have you. So Wikipedia is not meant for that. Wikipedia is not a directory. It's not a directory for links. You can't just go and create a page. Then maybe say this page is a link to sites, sports sites. You just add sports sites and the rest. Wikipedia is not a directory. So you can't just go and start adding links and the rest. So Wikipedia is not a manual, a guidebook, or textbook, or a scientific journal. You can't just go and write an article on Wikipedia on how to cook Indomie or anything or a guidebook, or you go and put textbook. We have wiki source for that, or a scientific journal. We have wiki books for all those things. So Wikipedia is not a manual, guidebook, textbook for rest. And Wikipedia is not a crystal ball. Wikipedia is not a collection of unverifiable speculations, rumors, or presumptions. So you can't just go and be adding things that doesn't have fact. That's why um, citing sources, citing reliable independent sources are very important in yeah, because whatever you write, it has to be verifiable. Somebody from somewhere else can verify the truth that this is true. Whenever you write anything that has a relationship with conflict or something, or reputation or something, you have to add a reliable source that say that party that give that information. If not, it will be taken down in a very short time. Wikipedia is not a newspaper. You can't just go and start writing news on Wikipedia. We have Wiki News for that. Wikipedia is not indiscriminate collection of information. You can't just go and add garbage or any information and the rest. Wikipedia is not censored. Wikipedia is not an anarchy or a forum for speech. So Wikipedia is not where you just go and write your speech, anything, or copy speech from anyone. We have Wiki code for that. If you want to quote important important information or what have you. Wikipedia is not a democracy. Wikipedia can never be used for politics. Wikipedia is not an experiment in democracy or other political systems. You can't come and promote or maybe defame somebody on Wikipedia intentionally without any. So Wikipedia is not meant for any type of political agenda. Wikipedia is not a bureaucracy. Wikipedia is not a laboratory. You can't just come and add uh, your test, what you test in the laboratory, or a guide on how to test something. We have other wiki source and wiki books for that. Wikipedia is not a battle ground. You can't just come and create conflict on Wikipedia. And so Wikipedia is not meant for that. Wikipedia is not compulsory. Even though Wikipedia is free for everybody to come and edit, but nobody is forcing you to do anything. You are free to edit at your own way, at how much space you want. So Wikipedia is not compulsory. It is a free encyclopedia. You are free to work at your convenience. So back to notability. Any question on what Wikipedia is not guideline for you about notability? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, Uncle Bash, we can hear you.
All right. Any question on what Wikipedia is not policy or I should go on?
Do we have a question?
So in the absence of any question, if we come back to notability, considering what Wikipedia is not policy, if you are writing anything that you know that that has that is directly related to what Wikipedia is not policy, you have to if that article you are writing conflicts with any of the what Wikipedia is not guideline, you have to leave it. But if it passes all those, it doesn't meet any it doesn't meet any criteria under what Wikipedia is not guideline. You can go on create that. So back to notability means worthy of notice. So notability in Wikipedia means citing criteria that a topic needs to meet for it is to be accepted as a standalone article. So that is why maybe whenever you write an article, you see tags, delete, speedily delete, and the rest. Maybe that topic you are writing about is not notable enough. So and we are here to know more about notability here. Information, but information on Wikipedia, as already said, it has to be verifiable. If no reliable independent source can be found on a topic, then it should not have a separate article. So whenever, that is why I told you these terms are very important. A reliable independent source. Whenever you write an article, the first thing a reviewer will do is you will go to your references, your sources. You will see which kind of sources do you write. You open the source, even if the sources are reliable, independent, if he opens it and he see that those sources didn't write anything, didn't say anything about that subject you are writing, that woman you are writing about, it will be taken down, it will be deleted because it is not, or maybe the source only made a trivial mention about that particular person, a trivial mention. Maybe it's just a passing mention and the rest to be taken down because doesn't meet notability guidelines. So notability can be identified in two ways. We have the general notability guidelines and we have specific notability guidelines. In general notability guidelines, it encompasses the general aspects, the general guidelines that any page should meet before it is regarded as notable. And the specific notability guidelines are specific guidelines that are in relation to a particular set of career or profession. For instance, when you come to general notability guidelines, guidelines is the guidelines that determines whether subject is notable in broader sense, in the general sense. The subject has to be covered significantly in reliable sources that are independent of the subject. So this is the general notability. The first thing they will see is a topic presumed notable. Is there a sign of notability about that notability about that subject? If yes, then they will check if is the subject covered significantly in reliable independent sources. They will search that particular name you give. Maybe you are writing about Ngozi Ikwanje-Iweala. They will search her name on Google. If she's notable, you will see a lot of sources, reliable sources that write articles or news about that particular subject, and they wrote those news or information in details. It is directly talking about that subject. Maybe it is Ngozi Ikwanje-Iweala. So all the sources, they are writing directly about her. So and they are independent. So that is the general notability guidelines that she's notable. You can see from mere searching that she's notable enough. But when you search somebody on Google and you start seeing his Facebook pages and the rest, there is no any notable news agencies like BBC, or maybe if it is here in Nigeria, maybe like Daily Trust, and what have you, all those important news agencies. So you know that person is presumed not notable because there is no information about him. You just be seeing only his personal pages like Facebook. Those are primary sources. His Facebook page, his Instagram page, or LinkedIn page. So all those they are not reliable sources. So that person may be presumed not notable under general notability guidelines. But if somebody is if somebody is notable, then the moment you search him on Google, you will start seeing information about him in those notable reliable sources. You start seeing news or information about his biography and that. So when you come back to specific notability guidelines, which are SNG, are additional guidelines that are specific to the subject's profession, career, or attributes. For instance, when you are writing a woman, that particular woman you are writing about has a career. Maybe she's a politician or an academic or an athlete or a musician. So under specific notability guidelines, there are additional guidelines that can that can make that person to be notable or not notable. For instance, when you are writing an article about a musician, for instance, and you are writing an article about a musician. So let's say, for instance, you are writing about Madonna. She's a musician, right? Or maybe let's use an African. Uh, for instance. So the moment you search, maybe you see her Wikipedia page, she already has a page English, on English Wikipedia, and you see news agencies writing about her. You can see Biographies.com, which she has. So I want to show us notability on a specific notability guidelines. Yes, there is notability. Let's go to specific notability guidelines on musicians. So criteria for musician, you have has been subject of multiple non-trivial published works appearing in secondary source. Has a single album. That particular musician you are writing about, she has to have she has to meet any of the following criteria. Either one is the general notability, which is she has to be subject of multiple non-trivial published works appearing in sources that are reliable, published, and are independent of the musician ensemble. When you are writing about any musician, for instance, that is under specific notability guidelines, this is specific to musicians. When you are writing about a woman, that she is a singer, that is a musician or an artist, you have to make sure that she met the general notability guideline. But if, for instance, maybe she is not covered under general notability guidelines, you can come to specific notability guidelines and check whether she met any of these guidelines. Number two, she has a single or album on any country national music charts. If she has any of her music or her album has made it to national music charts, so she's notable. You can write about her even if she is not covered in many reliable sources. Even if it is one source that you can find that cited that she has a song that has been nominated or has made it to her national music chart of any country. So she is notable. Or maybe she had a record certified gold or higher, at least in one country. Or maybe one of her album or record has a certified gold. Um, so she's notable. She has received non-trivial coverage in independent reliable sources and of an international concert tour. Maybe she has gone to an international concert tour that has been cited in many reliable sources. So she can be reliable. Or maybe she has been to a national concert tour in at least one sovereign country. Maybe she went to America or France or Spain or any of these sovereign countries and performed. And it has been cited in many reliable sources. So you can write an article about it. So there are many guidelines. These are the specific guidelines related to musicians. So, but for instance, when you are writing about a woman that is an athlete. That is, she's a sportswoman or she's an athlete. There are specific guidelines that are also in relation to people who are sports. Maybe in sports, maybe she has finished top eight in a competition at the highest level outside of the Olympic Games and World Championships. So maybe there are other competitions apart from Olympics and World Cup, maybe World Championships, maybe in her national league. If she is from Nigeria, maybe from the CAF, she has performed maybe in any top eight. She has finished in top eight in any competition. You can write about her. Finished top three in any major senior level international competition. So if she finished top three in any of the major senior level international competition, you can write about her. Even if it is one source, you can find that and verify that that's your information. Maybe she has won an individual gold medal at the World Athletics Under 20 and the rest. So these are specific guidelines that are related in relation to people who are in sports, who are athletes. So as I said, difference between general notability guidelines and specific notability guidelines is that the general notability guidelines give guidelines that are in a broader sense. That is the general notability that one has to make. If somebody has make it to general notability guidelines, has met the general notability guideline, you can write about him even without considering specific notability guideline. But maybe you search, there is little information about that person online. So you can come to the specific notability guidelines. If she's in sport, maybe she has won a gold or bronze or silver. That is the top three, the three major prizes in any competition. In a national or international competition, you can write about her. She is notable. So this is the difference between general notability guidelines. Maybe if she is an actress or the rest, you have people. Let's go to the general specific notability about people. People. You can come and see any biography, any woman you are writing about. You have to make sure that the person has received well-known significant award or honor, or has been nominated for such an award several times. Maybe she's an actress or anything, or she is an academic, or she is an athlete or anything. I mean, she has received an award, or a musician, she has received an award or honor, or has been nominated for those awards. So second thing you have to know about before writing any biography of any woman, you have to make sure that the person has made a widely recognized contribution that is part of enduring historical record in a specific field. Maybe she is a scientist and she has made a significant contribution in her field. Maybe she's a physicist. Maybe she has made a breakthrough research that led to the creation of something special, something that help people or promote that particular field. So she is notable enough. You can write about her, even if she is not covered in many reliable sources for us. So the third thing, the person has an entry in a country's standard national biography dictionary. So every country has this standard national biographical dictionary where important people, where prominent people have been written. I think in Nigeria we have what do you call it? This Who is Who? I forgot the title of this So those kind of book, if you see if you can find somebody's name under those kind of those of a kind of standard national biographical dictionary, they are notable. You can write about them. So these are the specific guidelines for every. If they are entertainers, you have to make sure the person has significant role in notable films. Maybe she's an actress, so did she appear in notable film? In how many notable films? Television shows or stage performances or other productions that are notable. If you see any woman that has appeared multiple times in notable films, you can write about her. She is notable under specific guidelines, specific notability guidelines. So if that woman you are writing has made unique, prolific, innovative contributions to a field of entertainment, maybe she created like maybe opera. She started her own different type of show that attracted many people and changed many lives and the rest. You can write about her. She is notable under specific notability guidelines of entertainers. She's a politician. If she's a politician, or a judge, you have to that politician and judge who have held international, national, or for countries with federal system or any state offices, or have been members of legislative bodies at those levels. So any woman you see that has held any international or national or state or province office, or have been member of a legislative body, she is notable. If I write about her. If that person you are writing about, maybe a politician, has a major local figure, political figures who have received significant press coverage. So maybe she's a local politician, but she has received significant press coverages on her local on any type of news agencies and press. So you can write about her. She's notable. We have talked about a sports person and the rest. So there are special cases this made for reviewers. They can match the articles or in any cases if if the subject is not able not to be right. So this about notability and general notability guideline and specific notability guidelines. So is there any question on notability? That's general notability guidelines, specific notability guidelines. They can sound somehow confusing, but if you understand them, you understand notability in its whole. So any question? Jamie,
Hi, everyone. Do we have a question? Okay, it seems we don't have.
All right. In the absence of any question, the last slide is the definition of terms, which is first, verifiability means that information can be verified or checked by readers. This includes citing sources that are independent and reliable. Anything you write has to be verifiable. Anyone from any place can search and see if it's true. That is verifiability. Significant coverage, as I mentioned earlier, is that whoever you are writing about has to be covered significantly. If it is a trivial mention or a passing mention, that is not a significant coverage, and she might not be notable. So even if you find an article that is independent, reliable. So, so far as that those sources didn't cite that subject, that person that woman you are writing about in details, in depth. So she's not notable. So that is significant coverage. Any woman you are writing about has to be significantly covered. Um, the sources have to be independent. Any source you are writing has to be independent of the subject. That is, the source does not have any personal, commercial, or legal relationship with the subject. Personal social media pages like Facebook, Instagrams are not independent sources. Also, an organization site is not an independent of its founders, workers, and competitors. So any organization site not independent to to be verified for its founders, maybe, or its workers, or its other competitors. When you come back to reliable sources, are sources that have editorial integrity and are known for fact checking and always sharing news that are true. That is, they can be newspapers, magazines, etc. So these are reliable sources. Any source that have editorial integrity and are well known for their fact checking and always sharing news that are true, they are reliable. When you come back to primary sources are material like is is any material that is original material without that is it has not been analyzed or interpreted or transformed by any other person. When you come back to secondary sources, they are different from primary sources. They are a step forward to primary sources. They are sources that maybe somebody has done a secondary analysis or has interpreted um, that information from the primary source or has made a conclusion that primary source that is a secondary source. So this brings us to the end of the slide. So, any question?
Yeah. Um, Thank you so much, Uncle Bash. So I have a question. I don't know if this question should go come to you or it should be a question for the admins. But then this is not
Yeah.
me, but then a friend from
Mm.
Nigeria raised this concern some time ago regarding sorry, the references or yeah. And according to her, in our part of the world, I mean, we the people, the African continent, it got to a delay